2025, 4.5 million American households quit gardening. Not because they stopped wanting fresh food, not because prices went down. They quit because life got in the way. Work, kids, commutes, exhaustion. And somewhere along the way, gardening started to feel like a second job nobody signed up for. But here's what those 4.5 million people didn't know. There is an entire category of plants that we're never going to ask much from them in the first place. Plants that grow quietly, survive freezes, ignore drought, feed you anyway. This video is about those 12 plants. And by the end, you'll understand why almost everything you've been told about gardening was making it harder than it ever needed to be. Let's be honest, the gardening world has a marketing problem. Every spring, the seed catalogs look gorgeous, and the promise is abundance. So you buy a flat of tomatoes, a bag of fertilizer, and you come home inspired. But then June hits. Work doesn't stop. The heat is relentless. You miss a watering. Then another. And before long, you're standing in front of a wilting, yellowing mess, wondering where you went wrong. Here's where you went wrong. You were given the wrong plants. University agricultural extension programs, Clemson, Ohio State, the University of Minnesota, have a formal classification system for edible crops. They rank vegetables, herbs, and fruiting plants by the objective amount of labor they require to produce a harvest. And what they've found is that not all plants are created equal. Some crops demand constant irrigation, scheduled fertilizing, and weekly pest management. But a specific smaller group grows with the aggressive vigor of weeds while producing like farm crops. The criteria are clear: high drought tolerance once established, minimal fertilizer needs, natural pest resistance, and, most importantly, the ability to survive periods of neglect. These plants exist. They're documented. And most are at your local nursery right now. Before we get into them, let's talk about money. Because according to the 2026 National Gardening Survey, 66% of households planning to expand their garden cited one reason above all others: inflation. Not a hobby, a financial strategy. An average $70 investment in seeds, starts, and basic soil supplies can yield an estimated $600 worth of fresh produce. Bush beans alone deliver a documented 508.6% return on seed investment. Every dollar in a packet of bean seeds returns $5 in food. No stock portfolio is offering you 508%, but that return only happens if the plants survive, which is exactly why choosing the right plants isn't a preference. It's the difference between a return and a loss. We're going to cover these 12 plants in 4 groups. Let's start with the fastest. Plant 1, radish. The radish is the fastest maturing edible crop available to the American home gardener. 21 days from seed to harvest. That speed is the entire secret. Most garden pests need 4 to 6 weeks to find your plant, lay eggs, and cause damage. The radish is already in your kitchen before they get the chance. 1 inch of water per week, full or partial sun, standard garden soil. That's the complete care list. The most common mistake is leaving it in the ground too long. Past its window, a radish becomes pithy, cracked, and aggressively spicy. Treat it like a sprint. Pull it on time. Expert tip: plant radishes alongside slow germinating crops like carrots. The radishes sprout fast, mark the row, and you pull them just as the carrots begin to develop. 2 harvests, 1 planting, 0 extra work. Plant 2. Bush beans. Most gardeners know beans but grow the wrong kind. Pole beans require trellises, training, and constant maintenance. Bush beans need none of that. They grow upright, self-supporting, and you plant the seed directly in the ground and largely walk away. But here's what makes them genuinely remarkable. They fix their own nitrogen. As legumes, bush beans host bacteria in their root nodules that pull nitrogen gas directly from the atmosphere and convert it into fertilizer. You never need to feed them. And when you leave the roots to decompose after harvest, they fertilize the soil for your next crop. 50 to 70 days. Up to 45 pounds per 100-foot row. 508.6% return on investment. One rule: never harvest while the leaves are wet. That single mistake spreads fungal disease faster than almost anything else in vegetable gardening. Plant 3. Swiss Chard. Swiss chard tolerates frost, tolerates summer heat, grows in full sun and partial shade. It adapts in a way most vegetables simply don't. And the harvest method is elegant. Never pull the plant. Snip the outer leaves while the central rosette keeps producing new growth. One planting feeds a household for months. Cultivars like Bright Lights have neon pink, yellow, and red stalks that look identical to ornamental landscaping flowers. Homeowners are integrating chard into front yard borders right now. It functions as a premium decorative plant that you can also eat. No extra space, no extra work. Plant 4. Kale. Kale does something extraordinary when temperatures drop below freezing. It converts its stored starches into soluble sugars, a biological antifreeze mechanism that lowers the freezing point of its own cellular water. As a side effect, the leaves become measurably sweeter. Winter-harvested kale tastes better than summer kale. Not subjectively, physiologically. Gardeners across northern states harvest kale straight from the snow in December without any greenhouse protection. A 100-foot row yields up to 75 pounds of greens. The only real mistake: planting in peak summer heat, which produces bitter, tough leaves. Plant in early spring or late summer and let the frost work for you. Now we move into the most valuable category for busy gardeners: perennials. Plants you establish once and harvest year after year without ever replanting. No seeding, no transplanting, no cultivation, you simply harvest. Plant 5. Egyptian walking onion. This plant does not produce flowers. It does not produce seeds. Instead, it grows clusters of small edible bulbs called bulbils at the top of its stalk. As those bulbils get heavier, the stalk bends, touches the ground a foot or two away, and the bulbils root themselves. The plant physically walks across your garden, cloning itself with a 100% propagation success rate, because each bulbil is a genetic copy of the parent. No germination gamble, no pollination, no human help at all. Once established, a single patch produces hundreds of bulbils and green stalks every year. Harvest the spring shoots like green onions, the summer bulbils like shallots. The plant handles everything else. Plant 6. Chives. Chives return every single spring without any intervention, hardy in zones 3 through 9. But their value goes beyond the leaves. The sulfur compounds they emit actively repel Japanese beetles and aphids, automatically, invisibly, while you sleep. Their spring blossoms are edible, mild onion flavor, perfect as a garnish. Urban gardeners are using chives as permanent edible borders along pathways. They return every spring, maintain their shape on their own, and look sophisticated doing it. The only management required: snip the flowers in late spring before they set seed. One clip with garden scissors, that's it. Plant 7. Rhubarb. Rhubarb is an investment. A properly established crown produces tart, fruit-like stalks reliably for 10 to 20 years. The only annual maintenance is a top dressing of compost. That's it. There's a patience tax. No harvest in the first year. The plant needs that season to build root energy that sustains it for decades. Starting in year 2, you pull 4 to 12 pounds of stalks each spring, twist from the base, and walk away until next year. Here's the unexpected bonus. Rhubarb's massive leaves contain dangerously high concentrations of oxalic acid, toxic to deer, rabbits, and foraging wildlife. In a garden where animal pressure destroys things overnight, rhubarb sits completely untouched. protected entirely by its own chemistry. Critical warning: the leaves are also toxic to humans. Never eat them, never compost them. Only the stalks are edible. Now the Mediterranean herbs, the group built for someone who has killed everything they've ever tried to grow. These plants evolved in hot, dry, rocky, nutrient-poor environments. They did not evolve to be pampered. They evolved to survive. Plant 8. Mint. Mint is functionally indestructible. Gardening communities have documented it, surviving severe freezes, complete drought, and active attempts to eradicate it. Its underground rhizomatic root system can regenerate the entire plant from a single fragment. But here's the hard rule. Mint must be grown in a container. Planted in open ground, those same roots will colonize an entire garden plot. It is invasive. It earns that classification. In a pot, it gives you a massive continuous harvest of aromatic leaves from spring through fall. Harvest freely, it grows back faster, and you never need to buy another plant again. Drop a stem cutting in a glass of tap water. Roots form in days. No rooting hormone needed. Plant 9. Oregano. Most herbs are asked to tolerate poor soil. Oregano prefers it. Its biology is calibrated for the rocky, arid Mediterranean hillsides. Poor gritty soil, blazing heat, almost no rain. These are not challenges. They are optimal conditions. Overwatering is the only reliable way to kill it. Plant it in sandy, well-draining soil, give it full sun, and ignore it. It will spread up to 20 inches wide, producing a continuous harvest all season. Here's what most growers don't know. Oregano's volatile oils act as a natural biofumigant. Planting it near tomatoes confuses whiteflies and spider mites, and agronomic studies show it can increase nearby tomato yields by up to 95%. You plant oregano once, it takes care of itself and makes everything around it more productive. Plant 10. Rosemary. Where oregano is a ground-level workhorse, rosemary is an architectural statement. In zones 8 through 10, it's fully evergreen, continuous year-round harvest with zero dormancy. The needle-like leaf structure minimizes surface area exposed to sun, drastically reducing water loss. Mature rosemary survives extended drought with zero supplemental water. Homeowners in water-restricted states, California, Arizona, Texas, are replacing ornamental shrubs with rosemary at scale. It does the same landscaping job, survives municipal water restrictions, and then you cook with it. In colder zones, grow it in a container and bring it inside for winter. One plant, permanently available. No replanting, no seasonal fuss. The final group requires slightly more patience, but the returns are so disproportionate to the effort they belong on any serious list. Plant 11. Garlic. Garlic is the ultimate passive crop. Plant it in October or November, when the rest of the garden is winding down. Cover the bed in 4 inches of straw mulch to block all weeds. Then do nothing. For 8 months, garlic grows underground. No watering in winter, no fertilizing, no monitoring. In late summer, the tops yellow and fall over. That's the signal. You pull the bulbs, cure them, and you have 10 to 30 heads per 10-foot row. Bonus most people miss: hardneck varieties produce a scape in early summer, a curly flower stalk you should cut off to redirect energy to the bulb. That scape is a gourmet secondary harvest, prized at farmers markets. 1 planting, 2 harvests. 8 months of zero work between them. Never plant supermarket garlic. It's often treated with anti-sprouting agents. Always buy certified seed garlic. Plant 12. Chicago hardy fig. Traditional fruit trees require annual pruning, chemical spray schedules, and cross-pollination from a second tree. The Chicago hardy fig does none of this. It is parthenocarpic. It develops fruit completely independently of pollination. No second tree, no specialized fig wasp, no timing management. It simply produces fruit. A mature plant can yield up to 100 pints, approximately 150 individual figs, in a single season. For a plant that needs 1 to 1.5 inches of water per week and full sun, that output is extraordinary. Here's the fact that matters most. If a severe winter freeze kills every inch of above-ground growth down to the soil line, the roots survive. In spring, those roots push new canes up through the soil. And those new canes produce a full crop within the same growing season. Gardeners in zones 5 and 6 grow this tree against south-facing brick walls, using the thermal mass to protect the roots through winter. It behaves like a Zone 7 plant in a Zone 5 climate. This is not a delicate fruit tree. It's a resilient, self-sufficient food machine. Now I want to address something directly. Some of you are thinking, this sounds great, but I've bought the seeds before. I've read the articles, and I still killed everything. That's a fair thought. Because knowing about low-maintenance plants doesn't automatically make you successful. What does is matching the right plant to your actual reality. If you have a balcony with 4 hours of afternoon sun, your list looks different than someone with a south-facing backyard. If you travel for work, perennials like chives, walking onions, and rhubarb become non-negotiables. If you rent, container plants like mint, chives, rosemary, and radishes move with you. The 4.5 million people who quit gardening in 2025 were not failures. They were given high-maintenance plants and told they'd be easy. The problem wasn't them, it was the plants. So here's exactly how to start. Tier 1, this weekend. No planning, no equipment. Radishes, direct sow, results in 21 days. Mint, buy 1 pot, propagate free plants forever after. Chives, 1 nursery clump fills an entire border. Tier 2, this season, slightly more planning, sustained yields. Swiss Chard, 1 planting, months of cut-and-come-again harvest. Bush beans, direct sow, 50 to 70 days, extraordinary ROI. Oregano, 1 plant, 0 water after establishment, years of harvest. Tier 3, long-term infrastructure. Garlic, plant this fall, harvest next summer, repeat forever. Rhubarb, 1 crown, a decade or more of spring harvests. Chicago hardy. Fig, 1 tree, hundreds of fruits per season. Egyptian walking onion, plant once, let it walk and self-replant forever. You don't need all 12, you need 3. 1 from each tier. Get your hands dirty. Build confidence with the plants that make confidence easy. Then expand. The 2026 National Gardening Survey tells us Americans are spending a record $79 billion on their gardens this year. More than ever before. Because they've realized something home growers have always known. The grocery store isn't the only option. That patio corner. That strip of lawn you're paying someone to mow. That windowsill you've never used. These are untapped food production spaces. You don't need a background in agriculture. You don't need raised beds or perfect soil or 2 spare hours every day. You just need the right plants. Plants that were always going to survive, regardless. Plants that don't need you to be perfect. They just need you to start. Drop your growing zone in the comments. I'll tell you exactly where to begin.